What up, y'all? Back again. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the narcissist and demon possession. And for all the people out there that think that's a joke, it's not. A lot of us have seen black eyes, golden eyes, unmasked to see different faces, and also to see this narcissistic stare, the smirk, or the ashen body of the narcissist when they have no supply. I've seen all of those. The duper's delight smirk, which is impossible for their cheeks to bulge up as high as they do in a weird face that doesn't make any sense. The ashen body, I've seen that in photos. The hollow, soulless stare. And to unmask and see different faces on people, and the golden eyes, and the black eyes from the rage face. I've seen all of that. And when you catch a narcissist off guard, who is, say, stalking you and doing that deadened, what we'd call in this, well, I've heard, and for several people, it's called the assassin stare. It's a soulless stare. It's like they're just looking at you. It's hollow when you look into their eyeballs, but you kind of catch them off guard. And when you catch a narcissist off guard and catch them in their eyes, they kind of freeze, and they're just in that glimpse. You're going to see this dead and soulless being, what people today call the malignant narcissist. They call them soulless portals, meaning that they're just being used. There's nothing in there. And there's something to say about that. When I started to see faces that were demonic, I started to be followed around for about 30 to 45 days. And I would find different people in different places that I was or would be staring a dead and hollowed stare into me. And I knew over time, and people that were around me would also alert me to this, because it was so obvious. And you could tell by this stare that it was the same demon that was jumping from individual to individual and keeping an eye on you. I don't know what would cause that, except for that you were waking up to the Matrix or something, and somewhat of a threat. You know, they would say in some individuals that had demons in them, that they would say that after they were when they would talk to some, like, say, after deliverance, they would say that the demon would tell them that nobody was to know that they were in there. And if they did, they would get in trouble. And they would have to go to, like, the pit or something weird like that. And I feel like that when you unmask or see a face, or, you know, I call it unmasking, when you start to see faces on the individual, then it's kind of like some evil entity got in trouble, is what I often wonder. I mean, but, you know, typically what happens is you get sent out some more bad ones to try to take care of you after that. So you got to be really keen at things. But I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people will be like, well, the narcissist is evil, or they seem, you know, hateful, but they're not evil or something. And it's interesting because if you were to, like, follow the character of a demon or of Satan, like, what would that look like? Let's define it, right? You know, it's would a demon apologize? No, never. Would a demon feel like they were better than you, far superior than you? Well, according to scripture and all of the apocryphal books and anything that you could pick up in any dictionary or encyclopedia, it would say yes. So, okay, so they're grandiose. And would a demon feel like a god compared to you? Well, yeah. I mean, those are just a few things, right? Would a demon be a deadened soul? Well, defined, yeah, it would be. If you were to look into a dictionary encyclopedia, would a demon be evil? Well, yes, of course they would. Duh. Right? Well, sounds like the narcissist. Would a demon need energy? And if they were deadened, would they have to run around and look for energy? Because they need to survive. Well, yes, that would describe one. Would a demon have interesting strengths or ways of getting over on a human? Ways to fight and argue that was somewhat supernatural in an evil way that you have never seen before amongst humanity? Well, yeah. Duh. Very interesting. It sounds like a narcissist. Would a demon lie to you? Well, duh. Yeah, every chance they get. What is Satan called? The father of lies. It's interesting. Would a demon destroy you? Your health? Your mind? Your heart? Your soul? Your spirit? Your finances? Your relationship with God? Your health? Everything? Yes, of course. Wow, sounds like a narcissist. Would a demon love you? Or would they reject your love? Well, of course they don't have love. Duh. Look it up in an encyclopedia or in apocryphal books of the Bible or in the biblical books. That's obvious. We all know that. Wow, that sounds like a narcissist. Would a demon go to people that really do love and try to put their light out? Well, yes, that's why they're here. Duh, everybody knows that. You can look that up in the Bible. You can look that up in apocryphal books and history books, encyclopedias and dictionaries. Why are you asking so many stupid questions? I'm sorry. I didn't know I was asking stupid questions. I just noticed that one day I was stalked by a narcissist that I used to see, and they looked like an animal that was about to take me out, staring a hole through me. Well, of course they would, because you look like a big Happy Meal to them that they can eat for dinner and then throw in the trash all the garbage that's left over. It looks like an animal that's staring a hole through you, that's ready to pounce on you and chew you up and spit you out when you're being stalked by a narcissist. They're able to register different things by looking at you, those evil spirits. And when you think about the narcissist, what they tell you is that they are in this fear. They've given up on love. that they're in fright or flight, which is the animalistic nature of humanity. Makes me think of the beast of the field, right? There's humanity and a beast of the field. What separates us is love, y'all. Love. God is love. Satan is the father of lies, y'all. Satan is fear. God is love. Satan is hate. God is good. You see this opposing force here? You are God's son and daughter. They are the nemesis trying to take your light out. That's why God says to gird up. And it starts with girding up the loins of your mind. To gird up is to get ready for battle, for war. To put on your armor. You know, that you wrestle not with flesh and blood, right? Ephesians 6:12. But you wrestle with spirits and demonic entities, with spirits and entities on high thrones and places around you. But the animalistic nature makes you think of, what did God call this system? Satan's system? It's called the beast system. Interesting, right? And what does the enemy do? He forms this culture of the mark of the beast, y'all. It's interesting because in the world today, they tell you to go beast mode, become a savage. Well, they're out here. And you know, it's right there under your nose and you don't get it, you know, until you've dealt with the narcissist deep enough. You know. A lot of us know once you get outside of a borderline, you typically will find out that these people are from hell itself. They're really sent out to destroy you. But if you look up animals and how they communicate, because I've done that, because I was kind of interested on when you get the narcissistic stare, it's cold, man, and it's rotten. It's predatory. And we know they're parasitic. That's why they're always going from one individual to the next. They have several on the line at one time. But, you know, so with that, I was thinking, you know, they have entities inside of them and when they're staring at you. And also, when they gave up on love, they became animals, right? Or there's an animalistic nature in them. So I was wondering, do narcissists, did they hone this when you give up on humanity or being a lovable creature and you take fear and hate on and you're out to destroy individuals sadistically and malignantly to get your joy? It makes you think of, did they get empowered with animalistic natures that, you know, normal humanity that love and have God and God's goodness does not, you know, we don't need to survive. And so it would be the opposite, right? So if we're humanity and they're more of the animalistic nature, it's kind of like, you know, the opposite of God is Satan. But so the same thing you're going to find here is we're going to be more of the children of the light. They're going to be the children of the darkness. And so with that also, you know, we're also humanity because we're fallen, right? So we're sons and daughters of man aspiring to be sons and daughters of God, right? When we leave here. So we are also in a fallen state, you know? So that's our aspiration. That's what we're living out here on earth. And that's what we're aspiring to be when we leave here as sons and daughters of God, right? And some don't. Some want to be sons and daughters of the enemy and clearly are. So if we're fallen humanity, and they could be fallen animalistic nature of humanity, which is 2 times below. Not only did they fall from the status of God, like, Adam brought us down to, which is one thing, but now they've fallen even further. They've fallen and taken a back seat and went down from humanity to the animalistic nature. So they have different features that come with that. That's my point. And so when I looked up animals and when they communicate with each other, and there's a lot, but they have gestures that they can read and that they can also put off from one animal to another, because animals, they don't talk, y'all. They also have facial expressions that they can read off the individual, okay, and that they can also put off themselves. And they have body postures. They have coloration in their skin that may change. They may be, they may turn more red or more puffed up, or also more bleak and, more pale, depending on what they're dealing with, right? And so those would be ways that they speak to each other. Tone, body language, the rhythm of things around them, visual signals, chemicals that they put off. All animals put off chemicals for different things. And, that's how they can send messages to each other, communicate to each other. And I just bring this up because when you look at a narcissist, man, they're staring a hole through you. They're evaluating you, right? And when they're evaluating you, they're doing something that we cannot do. It's obvious that there's some sort of gift in that curse or whatever you want to call it. Or there's something else in there that's staring through them at you, that they're reading something supernatural. And I guess that's my point. But don't have fear. Just, gird up the loins of your mind and know what you're dealing with and walk away from it. But I just wanted to put this out there because it's a crazy world we live in today, y'all. And every day it's getting crazier. So if you're out there, give me a like, subscription, and thumbs up. Love y'all. Peace. Till next time, soldier up. We out.